You are tuned in to the World of Pro Handball's continued coverage of the 2009 United States Handball Association's Wall National Championships live from Fountain Valley, California, Los Caballeros Sports Village. My name is Dave Vincent. Men's first semifinals match of the day. Paul Brady, the gunner from Ireland, versus the natural, Luis Moreno. Referee is Rick Hatcher. Getting ready for the first serve here. 0-0. It's a beautiful day in Southern California. Crowd starting to pack into the gallery here. This semifinals match at 11:18 Pacific time is now underway. Luis Moreno came into the court 30 minutes prior to this match to warm up. You have to think that Luis has a little bit of nervous energy. Paul Brady's been here before. 2-0. Although it was Paul losing to Luis on this exact court about 7 months ago, the US Open in the quarterfinals. This is a rematch. That's a nice get right there from Luis. 3 quick points for Paul Brady. You'd have to think that Paul is a man on a mission right now. Wow, that ball just targeted off that right wall. Sliding pass shot from Luis. 0-3. Luis Moreno, sponsored by the New York Athletic Club, Own Gloves, and the Yes to Kids program out of Tucson, Arizona.
I didn't see it. I'm calling it side out, but Luis is appealing a slide on the side wall.
Luis is appealing that slide. It looks like it slid to me, but it was such a great looking shot from Paul. I don't know how you can penalize
You agree with my call?
Paul Brady for that.
Side out. 3-0.
3-0. Referee is Rick Hatcher. Paul Brady also sponsored by the New York Athletic Club. Seems like the NYAC has a curb on the market for the top players. There's just another side out here.
2-3.
I like what Luis does here on his second serve. Watch this one. He just gets it into play, but it's kind of a tough ball to retrieve around that corner. Paul just has to flip it up. Nice get from Luis. Little congestion in the middle of that rally right there. 3-0. This is the first semifinals match of the day. A little later on, we're going to broadcast that Dave Chapman, Sean Linning match. Luis Moreno has so much movement on his shots that ball looked like it handcuffed Paul Brady, but it was because it wrinkled in just a little bit. 0-4 here. Luis Moreno now on the board. Took 4 minutes. Look at that ball, reverse away from Luis Moreno. Luis is the master at that. Paul giving Luis a little dose of his medicine there.
4 serves 1.
4 serves 1. Fairly quiet crowd here, but they're an educated crowd. They have their moments. Great camera angle right there, provided by the WPH and Jeff Kastner. Kelly Green operating the camera on this right angle that we're looking at right now. 5-1 score. And our statistician, Gene Kazumoto. Paul Brady has so much power at that short line, probably the best in the game.
6 serves 1.
It is very difficult to get a ball past Luis, but Paul knows how to do it, and there's another quick point, 7-1 here.
7 serves 1.
Don't forget, at the U.S. Open in the tiebreaker, Paul Brady was up 9-2 against Luis, and Luis came back and beat him.
Check the ball. Check.
But check the ball here, as if to think that it's broken. We broke 5 balls yesterday in the men's quarterfinals. You're tuned in to the WPH's continued coverage of the 2009 United States Handball Association's 4 Wall National Championships. And a little controversy here.
I thought it broke on the volley. It sounded bad. Let's replay it.
They're replaying this because the referee said check the ball during the rally. And Luis actually won the side out, and that's why you heard the crowd kind of rumble there. They didn't agree with the referee's call. But the referee thought he saw a broken ball, and that's why he stopped play. I don't know if that's the correct call, but I don't think I've ever seen a ref stop play in the middle of a rally. Usually they wait until after that rally's over before they check the ball. That took a point, or actually a side out away from Luis. No harm, no foul, though. Luis back in the service box, 1-7.
That's the point.
2-7 now.
2 serves 7.
That's a beautiful shot from Luis, and now he has the crowd behind him. That's not what Paul Brady wants. Watch this play develop here.
Played over.
That ball hit Paul Brady.
First serve, 3 serves 7.
Score is 3 serves 7 here.
It's played over.
Luis already
3 serves 7.
a little concerned about the reffing here.
Skip ball. Side out.
It's early on, first game.
7 serves 3. Skip ball.
Score is 8-3.
8 serves 3.
This facility is just clamoring with handball fans that want to watch this match. We have exciting games today, all lined up on the live broadcast here as Luis Moreno takes a timeout. Score 9-3 at the Los Caballeros Sports Village, Fountain Valley, California. My name is Dave Vincent. I do appreciate you tuning in to the United States Handball Association's 4 Wall National Handball Championships. If you're looking for handball gear, look no further than the USHA web store at ushandball.org. Web store has everything you need for handball, premium handball gloves, the official balls, custom shirts, shorts, hats. It can all be found at an affordable price and the convenience of ordering online, which is one of my favorite things to do. Whether you're a handball pro or just a curious first-timer, the web store is located at ushandball.org and has everything you need for the sport of handball. You can even buy your membership to the USHA online as play is now resumed. Game number 1 after that timeout. Paul Brady serving 9-3.
serving play.
Luis Moreno has the red shirt.
Paul Brady serving 9, serves 3.
Paul Brady is wearing the white one. Both of them say New York Athletic Club on them. It's because they're both sponsored by the NYAC. Luis Moreno has a complete balance of power and finesse. Kind of a Fred Lewis sort of approach to handball. Fred Lewis meets Nadi Alvarado Jr. And Paul Brady is the gunner. He's kind of a Vince Munoz, Toddy Severa type, but he's also not afraid to go to the roof. He can slow the game down too. And that's a hand air from young Luis. Moreno from Tucson, Arizona. Paul Brady from County Cavan, Ireland. He's also a Gaelic football star there, a two-sport athlete, top player in his county. Paul Brady uses the left and reverses it out. That was a nice shot from Paul.
Serves 3.
Score is 10-3.
Serves 3.
11 serves 3. Boy, that was a nifty looking shot from Luis Moreno. A little Mary Lou Retton he threw out on that one. Pirouette. Here's a setup for Luis. And he kills the ball right in front of him.
4 serves 11.
4 serves 11. So much movement on Paul's shots. Nice get from Paul Brady. Luis hits it right back at him as he's laying on the floor, and then he gets the side out. Paul's pumping his fist because he earned that side out right there.
11 serves 4.
11-4, first game. There's another point for Paul. It seems that when Paul gets a point, the crowd stays quiet. And when Luis gets one, it erupts out there in the gallery. I guess it stands to reason. Paul resides about 16 hours away from here on a plane that flies 680 miles an hour. Luis is somewhat local.
Side out. 4 serves 13.
You heard the score, 4 serves 13. That's a short ball. That's a good call.
Check the ball, please.
It's a late call, but it was a good one.
Good hit the window. First serve. First serve.
That's interesting. The referee reversed that and said that it hit the window and caused the short call. No appeal from Paul Brady, though.
That's a side out. You can appeal it. I call it a crack. He thinks it slid on the serve.
Luis is actually telling the referee that he saw it slide on the serve, and so he gave up, and Paul played through the point, killed it. Luis is now appealing.
And he's also appealing that it was short.
Now he's appealing that it was a short as well as a slide.
He's saying it was good. He's saying it was short. He's appealing.
The only thing Luis can do now is say that it hit the front wall glass and we can go for the trifecta, but I don't think he's going to get this overturned.
13 serves 4.
I have a standing rule that Luis is so nice that if he appeals anything, it's probably is probably fact. He doesn't normally say anything unless he has a lot of conviction. Such a quiet kid. 14 serves 4, first game. Paul Brady in the box. There's another point.
15 serves 4.
You see the score, 15-4. Oh, look at that shot from Paul Brady. He has everything, every tool. Looks really good right now.
16 serves 4.
16-4. That one hit the front wall hole.
Check the ball, make sure it's right.
Yesterday, Paul Brady hit a ball so hard on that front wall glass that it knocked the back fitting out. That secures it so you can see that dark look. We saw daylight. That's how hard he hit it. That's going to get applause from the crowd. Side out, 4 serve 16, first game.
4 serves 16. Replay, first serve. Hit the light, first serve. Short.
That's a good call.
Second serve.
Second serve here. It was interesting to see Paul Brady grab that one that hit the front wall hole and not play through it, because the referee did not call it until after Paul grabbed it. This is such a gentleman's sport that sometimes we get caught up in trying to do what we think is the right thing and forget that the referee is really the official in charge. And we've already seen points overturned and lost because players are trying to be too nice. For example, when Luis just saw that ball slide and what he thought was a short, he stopped playing because that's what a gentleman does. And unfortunately, the referee didn't see it, and Luis lost his serve.
17 serves 4.
17-4.
Point.
Make that 18-4.
18 serves 4.
That's a good serve from Paul.
Good ball. Side out. 4 serves 18.
4-18.
Side out. 18 serves 4. Good ball.
This game's going by pretty fast. We started at 18 after the hour, and we're at 35 after. 17 minutes so far. This could not be predicted.
Side out.
Paul Brady felt that there was a little closeness from Luis, and it might have impeded his shot.
Side out.
But Paul Brady just does not let it get into his head, doesn't argue with the referee, and he comes back and rolls the ball out just like that. No issue, no problem.
19 serves
19-4,
4.
game number 1. First semifinals match of the day, Paul Brady versus Luis Moreno. You see the score there, a little lopsided, only 18 minutes to get to this point. Now the two players are trading kill shots.
4 serves 19. Short ball.
Luis has not been able to locate that amazing serve of his, but I like what he does on the second serve here, this doubles wraparound type serve.
Side out. 19 serves 4.
19 serves 4.
Hold it.
I'm going to replay that.
First serve. 19 serves 4.
19 to 4.
First serve.
Oh, I like that serve from Paul. Defensive return from Luis, and Paul then kills it to now force game point.
20 serves 4. Side out. 4 serves 20.
Look at that shot. Amazing gift from Luis. Incredible get from Luis Moreno. The score is 20 to 4. It has only taken 20 minutes to get to this point. The match started at 18 after the hour. It's 38 after. Listen for the score.
Resuming play, 20 serves 4. Side out.
Paul Brady's the guy that you want in your tournament draw to get the court schedule back on time.
Point. 5 serves 20.
5 serves 20.
Play, hold it, play over. Check the ball.
When we were at the Irish Nationals earlier this year, Paul Brady was playing Owen McKenna, and he closed him out the full match, 2 games, 5-minute timeout, and 2 glove changes in 22 minutes. Never seen that before. Owen actually called 1 timeout, and Paul called a timeout. That's 2 glove changes, 5-minute timeout, 2 timeouts, 2 games, 22 minutes. So Paul's the guy you just work into a schedule to try to get your tournament, your time schedule working in your favor if you're a tournament director. This one is right at the 22-minute mark. 5 serves 20. Game number 1. This is a dangerous time for Paul Brady because Luis is going to locate that serve. The one that he just got down that right wall. He's going back after it again. Paul just puts his hand on it. Now Luis is attacking, and he's got a couple quick points. It's going to help out Luis's confidence here. And a skip from Paul Brady.
8 serves 20.
There's a side out. Let's listen for the score here. I believe it's 20 to 8.
20 serves 8.
The score is 20 to 8.
That's game.
And there it is.
5 minutes.
21 to 8. Game number 1 is now over with. From the Los Caballeros Sports Village, Fountain Valley, California, my name is Dave Vincent. We're going to take a quick 5-minute timeout. United States Handball Association 4 Wall National Championships, beautiful Southern California. We'll be back in just a few. Thanks for watching this broadcast at ushandball.org. The 2009 United States Handball Association's 4 Wall National Championships from Los Caballeros Sports Village, Fountain Valley, California. My name is Dave Vincent. Next to me here, the round of 8 pro player in these here games, Dave Fink. Welcome to the booth, Dave.
Thank you, Dave. That's a questionable call there, Dave. Luis Moreno, a great hop serve there. He likes to reverse that ball down the right, which he did.
I call it a point, down ball. Nelson. One agrees, one disagrees. Point.
They actually appealed a hinder call, which I'm not sure if they're aware of, Dave, but that's not an appealable call. That's a subjective call by the referee. Cannot appeal a hinder. Luis goes back to that reverse down the right. Paul Brady had his way in the first game with young Luis Moreno. This is the very court, Dave, that Luis Moreno shocked the handball world just several months ago at the U.S. Open. Luis is an incredibly streaky player, Dave. If anybody can put a bad game behind them, it would be Luis Moreno. He's so stable with his emotions. I can assure you that he's put that first game out of his mind. He's completely focused here on this second game.
The score is 3-0.
Brady not given nearly enough credit for his retrieving ability, Dave. Paul Brady covers the court as well as anyone in the game, if not better. Just prove that there. That's really what separates Paul Brady to me, Dave, from the rest of these top players. His ability to take that ball out of the air, shoot that ball out of the air, and also drive that ball. He has the ability to do both. Very difficult to read his shots because he doesn't have tendencies. He always hits the right shot. He knows where you are at all times.
The only problem with Paul Brady is that he makes hand errors on occasion, but that would be the only fault in his game. You're right, he can actually slow the game down if he wants to. You never really see him have to do that.
We hear a lot of cliches in sports, Dave, about needing to get off to a good start, which obviously you always want to do, but very important stage of this match here for Luis. That's a very obvious call there. The crowd seemed to disagree. That ball was about a foot up right behind Luis. Great finish there from Paul Brady. Drove that service return at Luis's feet. Luis popped that ball up. Paul got the setup. That's smart handball. Haven't seen Paul serve all that effectively down the right thus far in this event. We saw him take apart Marcos Chavez yesterday, serving exclusively down the left. We do apologize for those technical difficulties. We are working on them. Paul Brady earning the point there with the drive down the right. There's a nice shot there from Paul Brady. Stepping behind that ball, driving that ball straight down the right wall with a nice natural on it to hug that wall.
Dave, we're going to actually turn the video off for a short moment and then come back. The technical difficulties with this choppiness should be cleared up. So we're going to take a brief couple-minute timeout here, and we'll be back from Los Cab after these technical difficulties are removed. So stick around for that.
lost like 7. He got killed.
5 serves 3.
He's down 20 to 4. I had a finish. I thought it'd be about 7 or 12.